yes, yes, y'all. We don't stop, we stay fresh, y'all. We on top of the game, y'all. We play to win, and when it's over, we do it all again. Double yes, y'all. We don't stop, we stay fresh, y'all. We on top of the game, y'all. We play to win, and when it's over, we do it all again.
Remember high fives? Sure you do. They've been executed at every level of sport since the first time two people did that, and then everybody else said, yeah, that's how we're going to signify when something really good just happened. The first guys to do so, according to everyone's best memory, were Dodgers' Dusty Baker and Glenn Burke in 1977 after Baker had hit a home run. ESPN's Kelly Cohen recounted that in an ESPN.com story on Friday, but then wrote the grim news. The high five could be an endangered act for some time to come, another casualty of COVID-19. So let's celebrate high fives in a different way. There's a foundation bearing that very name, and we got the founder of it right here, Roy Tuscany, from his automobile. He's always on the move out there in California. I woke up to a text from you saying, why is ESPN killing my foundation today? So I'm glad the article was written. I'm glad we met up so we can tell people the good that you're doing. But it all starts with a very difficult thing for you in your life, your injury.
Yeah, back in 2006, I was aspiring pro skier. I was down at Mammoth Mountain, went 130 feet on a 100-foot jump, and first fractured my T12 vertebrae in my spine and caught paralysis from the belly button down. And the community from Vermont and Lake Tahoe came together, raised money, and got me through the recovery process. And that got me to say, hey, I got to pay it forward. I got to create something that for the others that would fall into the same shoes that I do, get them through the recovery process. So in 2009, I started High Fives Foundation.
Now, I got to meet you a few years back. We were out there in California. A whole bunch of veterans were there, missing a leg or two. And I think the thing that stood out to me was not that they just got a thrill ride. Hey, I got to go down a mountain, but the confidence they gained. Because remember how a lot of them said, I don't even want my guide on day 2, right? They wanted to go out on their own. So it really instilled a lot in them.
Yeah, that Military to Mountains program, which I got to start with, Mr. David Vobora, the last picked in the draft in 2008. We came together, came out there, and for the last 5 years, we've been able to bring 22 veterans that have been critically wounded through 9 weeks of programmatic training. And then after 9 weeks, we take them skiing and snowboarding. And you got to come out. I got to see you shred, Kenny.
What's the most gratifying thing to you?
For me, it's all about that full circle. A lot of times I'll meet someone the day that they've suffered this life-altering injury. I'll meet them right in the hospital. All of a sudden, that relationship will grow, and I'll get to see them recover through the process. From that, I've been able to, really see people go from the most devastating, the lowest points in their lives. And then, even today, I was out mountain biking with a guy that, has barely any motion below his shoulders. But when I saw him, 5 years ago in the ICU after he suffered a spinal cord injury in a ski accident, I said, hey, bro, I'm going to get you back out into the things that you love. And it's him and the 315 other athletes and individuals and veterans that we've returned to the sports they love that keeps me fueled, that keeps me wanting to do this, and making sure that we use the high five that Dusty and Glenn celebrated as exactly what it is. It's a form of celebration.
Roy Tuscany, thanks for joining us. Thanks for keeping high five going out there.
Thank you, Kenny. Great to see you, my man.